Je suis français. I'm in France.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's cobblestone streets.
Uh-huh.
And it's a mess though. Horses and
Mm,
horse manure.
yeah.
Oh, but I see a beautiful house. I'm going to go over to it.
Yeah. What's the house look like?
Ah, the house is very upscale. Uh, it's a bluish gray slate house with uh, beautiful um, shutters, white shutters.
Mm.
And on the front of the house, it's like a marble step. And there are, I want to call them boot cleaners on either side that you can scrape the bottoms of your shoes before you go inside.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Now,
Yeah.
before we go in the house, look down at where your feet are. Do you see your feet?
Yes, I have pointy shoes with bows on them. Oh my. Oh wow. There. Oh,
Are they the feet of a child or a woman?
I feel like I'm a woman. I,
Okay.
yeah, I
Let's scale up the body. What else are you wearing?
oh, a lot of corsets. I have a very big uh, corset or like a hoop underneath my dress, and
Mm.
my dress is very low cut and fancy. It's made of a silky uh, and uh, I have a I have a necklace on that's I don't know if it's a blue stone around my neck,
Mm.
and I think I have a wig on. I think
Wow.
it's a like a white wig with curls.
Wow.
Yeah, I must be well off. I
Certainly, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Now, how old do you feel like you are?
47. I'm
Great.
47.
Mm-hmm. And do you feel healthy?
Yes, but I'm getting so old.
Mm.
I'm over 40. That's really old. I don't have any children. I couldn't have children.
Do you know why not?
So, I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out.
Yeah.
So, do you feel happy?
Yes, because Mr. Franklin's in town.
Oh my goodness.
Mr. Franklin's in town, and he's going to come tonight, and I'm going to be the hostess.
Wow.
They they don't let us women talk, you know. We can't talk. We can't talk. We can only ask questions. That's all we can do.
Really?
Yeah, we're the moderators, but we can't give our opinion. But
No.
it's okay. It's okay because I like to be there. It's all men and just me. And I like that.
Mm.
Nice. That's nice.
Oh, so you're going to be the only lady.
Only lady. Yeah. Yep.
Why are you allowed to speak?
Why am I allowed to? I can't give my thoughts on reasoning, but I can ask them what they think about it and they can all tell me what they think.
Aha.
Yeah. And they talk about it,
Okay.
but I'm not allowed to tell them what I think about it.
Okay, I see. And if you did say, what would they say if you said what your opinion was? What would happen?
Oh, my husband's there. He would be so mad and I wouldn't be able to do the moderator again.
Oh, I
Yeah, he
see.
would be mad.
Okay, right.
Oh, it's Kenny. It's Kenny, my second husband.
Oh, I see. And
Oh,
is in that lifetime, is he a powerful person?
yes, but he's stingy.
Yeah.
He's very he's stingy. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Let's go ahead and go inside the house, the beautiful
Okay.
house.
Oh, yeah.
What do you see when you walk in the door?
There's a lot of beautiful buffed wood floors
Mm.
and fancy couch that has a back that curves. It doesn't look very comfortable.
No.
No.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
afraid these houses were not very comfortable.
no,
Have-
no, and no curtains at the window, and just very cold. It was home, but it could be very cold inside.
yeah.
No warmth. No warmth.
Yeah. And this is your house?
My house, yeah,
Yeah.
with Kenny, yeah,
All
or
right.
whoever his name was. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go into the house and see what happens.
Okay.
Do we go directly to that event or does anything else happen in the house first?
I looks like I have some people helping me um make refreshments to get ready. You
Mm-hmm.
know, maybe some bread and cheeses and uh, wine,
Mm-hmm.
and they're setting the table. Um, and everybody's supposed to come tonight because Mr. Franklin will be there.
Aha,
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. Mr. Jefferson came one time, and we talked to him as well.
Did you speak to him in French or in English?
I think it was French. He
Aha.
didn't. He did speak it, but not as good as I could speak it.
Aha. But he
But
was
he was a
understandable.
yes, he was a bon vivant. He was bon vivant.
Aha. Yeah.
Mm,
Kind of
mm,
refreshing, I imagine.
mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Good.
very wise, very wise.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't believe in any kind of special God or Jesus. They're all deists, every one of them.
What do you mean
And
when you say they're deists?
that's what they believed in, that was their religion. They were deists.
Mm-hmm.
And so they took a lot, they all came to France because they used a lot of the French Constitution to make the American one in that country.
Aha.
And they wanted to make sure that there was no state or country religion. They
Yeah.
wanted they wanted everyone to be free to
Yeah.
choose what they want.
Mm-hmm. Very
Very refreshing. Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah. Let's go ahead and go to the event where
Okay.
Franklin's there. What's it like?
Oh, it's very busy, bustling. We had some coats that were taken at the door and some greetings. Um, some of the men are wearing the tricolor hats with the French colors.
Uh-huh.
And and wow.
Mm. And is this before the revolution or after? The French Revolution, I should say.
Right. What year was this? Oh, it was just before because the men were talking about um oh that horrible man. Oh, oh
Robespierre?
Robespierre, yes. And it was at the same time that Charlotte Corday killed
Danton?
Marat in the bathtub.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Ah, so it
They
was
were talking about that. They were all talking about that. Yes.
okay, right. So what else happens at the event with Franklin?
Mr. Franklin is fun. He's jolly, and he comes out and gives so many wonderful ideas and aphorisms. He
Mm.
makes everyone. They're also discussing Voltaire's uh, book Candide that will eventually uh, come out, and how everything is cushioned in satire, so no one will understand what he's really saying.
Uh-huh.
But they all know. They
They
all
all
know
get
what.
it. Yeah. All right. And what else do you notice about this event with Franklin?
Some of the men have fallen asleep in their chairs. They're kind of rotund, and the candlelight the candles have burned almost all the way down. And I'm still awake because for me, this is an event. This is something that I can call my own.
Mm,
And they tell me that they will come back. And it's just, I sit in anticipation of the next event
great. And do you mean the next event with Franklin or with just anyone?
with the salon.
With the salon.
Yeah,
Okay. So
it's a
you're,
salon. It's a salon.
and are you planning another salon?
Yes, I am now one of the primo saloniers of my time.
Do you know your name?
I want to say it's Beauchamp or Beau Madame, something with a B. But I also hear Adelaide, or it's something with like Beauchamp or Bowman or Beau, something with a B.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Good. All right. And do you come from the aristocratic family or are you more intellectual?
We don't really allowed to go talk to go to study anything. So all my all my wisdom comes from being able to borrow books
Oh,
from these men. Um, uh, Catherine the Great had a selection of their books, and she kept them. And sometimes they would visit with Catherine the Great and bring some back for me to read.
wow.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I bet. Yeah, wonderful to
Yeah,
be included in that
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
But I think that my elevation to this comes from the husband I have, and he's he's like that's the only reason I stay with him. He's not really very nice to me
No,
normally. Yeah, but
really.
he likes this atmosphere in his
Uh-huh.
house. Yeah.
Right. Good. Is there anything else to know about your salon before we move to something else?
It is interesting that they brought up Nostradamus, even though Nostradamus was from another century or a couple centuries beforehand, but he's talked about, and so are the tarot cards.
No kidding.
And because this is so private and personal, and only people that can be trusted go to these meetings, there is esoteric information being shared as well. And many of the men that are there are also Masons.
So do they secretly believe in the tarot and Nostradamus?
They think it has its place. That's what
Hmm.
I feel. Yeah, that intellect is important. Reason is very important because people who live in this time are not reasonable.
Yeah.
They they're they they don't want to think for themselves. They want someone to tell them what to do, and so they don't wouldn't talk about subjects that were taboo in the church.
Right.
And Tarot and Nostradamus and others were taboo
And
subjects.
dangerous. Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Good. All right. So let's go to another time. We're going to stay to the lifetime of Madame Beauchamp, perhaps. Her name is unclear, but we're going to
Uh-huh.
stay in that lifetime. But let's
Okay.
go to another important time. And you might go to the full forward in time or backward in time. It does not matter. Just
Hmm.
go to an important time on the count of three. One, two, three. We have now achieved an
Oh,
important time. What's happening?
oh, the guillotine. The guillotine. People are in the square and everyone's watching. It's horrible. They're
Mm,
watching. They're watching. Oh, the king and the queen.
yes.
Oh. Oh my.
Mm,
I don't know if I'll be broadening myself from being who I was in my salon.
yeah.
It's very frightening. People are turning on other people.
What do you mean?
They're 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 telling the authorities this person is doing this and this person has secrets and this person is against the crowd or against the mob. Uh, uh, it's just people in the streets and people are screaming and yelling and fighting and oh wow,
Hmm. Now let's keep in mind, you can watch this like a movie.
right,
So you don't have to feel all of the feelings. You can just watch it.
right,
If you
right.
do feel the feelings, we'll work through them. But it's
Uh-huh.
totally up to you whether you feel them or whether you go, I want to watch this like a movie.
Yeah. Uh,
But
they're talking about Napoleon, uh, but I don't know if there was one before the Napoleon.
you don't know if there's one before the what?
I don't know if they're talking about him or his father. Uh, if his name was Napoleon too.
It
I'm
was.
not sure. I'm not sure. But it's the emperor. They're talking about the emperor and how the emperor is going to crown himself because he is the divine. He's divine from God. They're wrong. They're wrong. Oh,
What do you mean they're wrong?
man comes from God but is not God.
Yes. Yeah.
Man, man is not. Man can do as God does, but cannot be as God, the, the creator.
Yeah.
He's the creator. They're not the creator.
Yeah.
They've been created from that source.
Good. Okay. That's great to know. So we've kind of gone from the French Revolution where people are dying to Napoleon. Does anything happen to you during this time? Do people turn on you? Is it a problem? Or are you protected?
Well, my husband is now gone. He passed. So I've been able to do my work still, even though he was gone. The men I had protectors for myself so that they wouldn't say things about me being with men all by myself. Um, but I don't sense I believe I passed, how old was I? 62 summers. I was 62.
Okay, good. Well, all right. Let us go there then. Is there anything else that we should notice here in the square? Noticing like the end of the revolution. Anything else we need to know before we go to the last day?
Oh, I had to leave my home. Uh, the ladies that used to, I treated my servants really well, and they took me to their home that they grew up, their homestead, where their parents, where they were raised on a farm.
Right.
They were hiding me because people did talk about uh, bringing me uh, in for questioning.
Hmm.
Women don't do the things I did and not face the guillotine.
What did you do?
Talked about, had the men come in, talked about things that other people wouldn't talk about.
Right. All right. Okay. But it sounds like the servants loved you and
They did. I
helped.
was kind to them, and they reciprocated. They knew I took care of them, and I made sure that they were okay and fed and treated well.
Yeah. Sounds like a wise move.
Uh-huh.
Ah, good job. Good one. So let's go ahead and go to the next, another portion of your life. This might be the last day, or it might be
Okay.
some other time. Feel free to go forward or backward on the count of three. One, two, three.
Oh, beautiful.
What's happening?
I'm sitting in front of a beautiful fire, and it's a roaring fire. It has a pot that's cooking some kind of a stew, maybe a rabbit stew. And I'm sitting in a chair all wrapped up, and I can see my hands, and they're very old looking, wrinkly, and um, I tell I'm all by myself, and I wanted to be all by myself because I knew my time was very short. I was having breathing issues. I
Yeah,
want to say maybe some kind of lung thing. And but I was very very happy and very content. And uh, it was the fall. It was the fall, and every autumn. This is what I would look forward to. And my last day. Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
And on this last day, what do you think of your life before you leave it?
I was a lucky person. I was a lucky woman. Women weren't lucky.
Yeah.
Women weren't lucky. I was lucky, even though I had a stingy and grouchy spouse. I was protected. I was cared for, and I could be who I wanted to be.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel grateful. I
Good.
feel very grateful.
Mm-hmm. Good. All right. Well, let's let the soul leave the body in the way that it does. When the soul leaves the body, how does it leave?
Out my head,
Uh-huh.
the top of my head, on my crown. Yeah.
And what happens
Of
next?
course, I don't have my wig on anymore, so it can't get trapped in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that. Oh,
Uh-huh.
oh,
And as it
oh,
leaves, what
oh.
where does your soul go?
Oh, I'm floating up above the treetops,
Uh-huh.
and I can look down and see the small village, and then I can see the city, and then I can see the bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger picture, like I'm in uh, a balloon above the city, and
Mm-hmm.
it's
Wow.
wonderful. And now I'm sort of like landed at this beautiful. Oh, the only way I can describe it is from a more modern day idea of the 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 road to Oz. The road to
Wow.
Oz.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, and it's a beautiful gate, and it's brass, and the the cobblestones are gold, and the gate opens,
Uh,
and oh, it's wonderful. It's
when you get
wonderful.
when you get to the gate, is there anyone that's there to meet you?
There are some spirits there. I sense they're my guides.
Good,
Uh,
good.
let's see if I can recognize any of them. Oh, oh, I do see my friend Kathy.
Yeah,
I do. I see her.
terrific.
I know I see my son.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I think they had a part in the lifetimes I've had in the past, and but not this one in particular. But I recognize their soul.
Yeah,
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 I recognize.
good. So let's take another look at the life you just had. Mm, What
Okay.
do you think you learned from it?
I think I learned to be independent
Yeah,
and not to stay with anything that doesn't bring you joy.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and that opportunity can be found everywhere, even if it's not accessible to, or you think it's accessible to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's, it is. It is. You have to just believe it, and it's there.
What
Wow.
can you say more about believing it?
Yeah. Um, all you have to do is ask for what you want, believe that it will happen, and don't doubt it. I asked the men to bring me books. I knew they would, and they did.
Good for you.
And and then they took them back when they needed to. And I was well supported. I was well supported, and I asked for that support without asking physically or in my voice. I was asking by being the salonaire, so they could have a place to come, so
Ah,
they could talk. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
good. Well, let's stay here with that wonderful success, right?
Oh,
The
yeah.
brilliance of what you've discovered. And we're going to
Uh-huh.
send that message out in the universe, that life well lived, the lesson well lived. Again, like a message, we want to let everybody know, right?
Yeah.
No one could have done what you did in the way that you did it.
Right.
So I want you to take a lot of pride in that,
Yeah.
because it is like a golden message throughout the universe.
It is.
Somewhere out there, somebody's just waiting to pick it up. Let's ring it out.
Absolutely.
Good job.
Oh,
Well done. You should be proud of yourself
oh,
for a life well
it
lived.
was it was a beautiful memory.
Yeah. Were there any other people in that lifetime that connect to this lifetime? It sounds like we know who your spouse was.
Yes, yes. I knew who you were. Ah, where do you have this man at the salon?
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyone you know?
well, you don't meet people by accident. I think there's a lot of people from the YouTube community,
I
quite
wouldn't.
honestly. Yeah, I think you're there. I
Really?
think you're there, Dave. I think so.
Yeah.
I think you're there. Yeah, I do.
Mhm. Yes, I
Yeah,
have been
yeah.
told this before. Yes,
Okay. Yeah.
I speak
Okay.
French. So,
Uh-huh. Okay.
so merci.
Merci. Yeah.
C'était charmante.
À bientôt.
À bientôt, mon ami. Good. So,
Oh,
ah, that's great. Anyone else from the YouTube community there? Just out of curiosity.
I think Terry Renner was there.
Yeah,
Terry, yeah, she works with me in my dream group,
good for
and
her.
I think Diana was there. She's also one of my dream people. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
think so. Yeah, they're
Great.
old souls. They're very definitely, and Diana's an Akashic reader.
Oh, is
So
she? Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Wow, great work.